From the north side of the San Francisco Bay to Singapore, welcome to Urban X Real Talk Fitness Radio with your host, business owner, lecturer, author, master trainer, Tiaja. With over 30 years of experience in the health and fitness industry, he will challenge the fitness between your ears. So prepare your mind, body, and soul for the revolution of self-care, the evolution of fit, with real talk about real people, real health, real fitness, and the real deal behind our present illness culture. Real talk every time, all the time. Get weekly insights on how to shift your thinking, emoting, eating, training, hydrating, goal setting, and resting for you, the everyday athlete. You can cheat your fitness, but you can't steal your health flow. It's Tuesday, 9 a.m. Let's flow.
Welcome to Urban X Real Talk Fitness Radio, where we challenge the fitness between your ears. I'm your host, Tiaja. Did you know that the more you age, the smaller your margin for changing your body? Well, think about it this way. If you've been over 50 pounds of weight for the past 10 years, your body has completely adapted to being 50 pounds heavier and thinks of this weight as normal. Not to mention the fact that your body will change its infrastructure to adjust for your increased weight. Bone density changes, even the heart rate changes to keep up with the demands increased weight places on the body. But you and I both know that no matter what I choose to share with you about your body, your primary focus is always going to be on your body fat, and for good reason. The diet and fitness industry spends billions of dollars every year to keep your focus on fat and calories, and each and every year, millions of Americans die from obesity-related diseases. Now you would think with all the money being spent on ways to fight fat or rid the body of its fat, that the news would be replete with weight loss success stories, and the beaches would be littered with people walking around with toned bodies and six-packs. But that's not the case. What is often missing in the body fat narrative is this one less obvious fact, and that is not all fat is created equal. As I discussed in our last episode, part 3, your fat is not simply some non-active substance that accumulates in your body without your permission. Just the opposite is true. For one, your fat cells are fixed from birth, which is to say your genetics are only part of the story. This is just one of the many facts that both the diet and fitness industries purposely ignore. What they won't tell you is that your fat cells act more like an organ, producing and regulating hormones, particularly those hormones that assist in the regulation of insulin and the production of the hormone leptin. Now, I discussed the importance of leptin in last episode. If you haven't heard it, I would suggest that you should. I'll leave a link in the description so you can check it out. See, I've always informed my clients that the more you know about the workings of your body, the greater your chances for changing it. The kind of fat the diet and fitness industry wants you to focus on is known as subcutaneous fat. One of the reasons for the focus on this kind of fat is because it's the fat that's easiest to shrink. What the industry knows is that when people diet, water loss is often what they lose first, and because of this, most people mistakenly think they are burning or losing fat. They're not. This is considered a major win as far as the diet industry is concerned, because their only goal is to turn you into a lifelong consumer, and the best way to accomplish that is for the numbers to go down on the scale or for you to appear smaller in the mirror. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing dishonest with either one of those things being a goal. The problem is when weighing less or appearing smaller become your only goals. If you're like most Americans, your focus, if not obsession, is getting rid of your unsightly fat regardless of the cost, and that is where I take issue. Today will be just another day unless you decide today that it won't be. It is Tuesday, February 5th, 2019. Let's flow.
I want to talk, Dr. Mike, everyone through why belly fat in particular can be so very dangerous. So women and men oftentimes carry that excess weight around their bellies, aka belly fat in the world of medicine, something we'll call visceral fat. Why is that bad?
So, visceral fat is that underlying thing surrounding the organs. Here's where you're going to get your strokes, your heart attacks, diabetes, metabolic syndrome, all of these things that kill people.
And so I'm going to outline for all of you visceral fat. You see how it's hidden back in here as a toxic goop? This is inflammatory. It doesn't just sit there unsightly. It actually secretes substances that increase inflammation throughout your body. So just say no to visceral fat. This area right here, what you're seeing, that's subcutaneous fat. That's the kind you can actually pinch. Not as dangerous for you, but usually the bulge comes from in here.
Right.
A lot of foods can give you that bulge, and I'm going to run through a few. Cakes, donuts, popcorn with a bunch of butter, ice cream with fudge. Fats and lots of just pure sugars are going to lead you to that belly.
And studies show addiction to these foods. The brain actually can become addicted just like cigarettes. And to think that something like food can be the same addiction as cigarettes is amazing, but it is.
Now here are my 2 cents, and feel free to keep the change. Every morning when I go to the gym, I see people who have already been there for an hour, and I get there before 5, who are approaching their second hour of working out. And usually they're living on their favorite piece of cardio equipment as if it's some magic carpet that will whisk them away to the land of weight loss. It isn't. I've never been a fan of working out more than an hour at a time, and in upcoming episodes I'll explain in detail why that is. I have always told my clients that what you do in the gym is no more than a promissory note that you'll hopefully pay later, which is to say nothing changes in the gym. The physical changes everyone covets from going to the gym only happen once you leave the gym. Whatever you do with the remaining 22 or 23 hours of your day, depending on the length of your workout, ultimately determines the success or relative failure of your workout. What they don't realize is what you now know, and that is that they're going to only shift the water balance in their body at best. When you perform cardio or aerobic exercises, your body initially burns glucose or blood sugar that is still circulating in the bloodstream from last night's meal. Once that is depleted, it burns the glycogen or the stored sugar in the muscle. Most people have anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes stored in the muscle for energy. Finally, it approaches fat storage, but only after exhausting all other options for energy. Again, I explained why this is in our last episode. The kind of fat that keeps your body fat, however, from using its storage system is called visceral fat, and that is the fat everyone wants to burn, but for whatever reason cannot. Visceral fat is the stubborn fat that clings to tissues and pushes up against vital organs in your body. It is considered the dangerous fat because it's the fat that contributes to heart disease or dementia or cancer, diabetes, even depression, as well as many other diseases. Visceral fat is also responsible for all other inflammatory diseases in the body. It is the deep, gel-like fat that's stored further underneath the skin than subcutaneous fat. Now, most of the people I see early in the gym have this kind of fat, the kind of fat that wraps around major organs, including the liver, pancreas, and kidneys. And though it's noticeable in people with protruding bellies or large waistlines, much thinner people can also have an overabundance of it without it showing up in their appearance. The fact is, visceral fat changes the way the body operates. I'll go into this much further in our next episode, but here's what I'd like you to especially take away from this episode. Once the brain and body connection is broken, it is nearly impossible for you to lose body fat. You can lose weight, but weight is only part of the return to health story. A radical change in lifestyle choices is necessary because, frankly, a radical change in lifestyle choices is precisely what caused the imbalances to begin with. Your body is not trying to sabotage your workout or diet efforts. On the contrary, it is desperately trying to provide you with the required energy to function throughout a given day. And to accomplish this, its job is to make sure there is enough stored fat just in case there's a power outage. Doing cardio until you're blue in the face will do nothing to change this. Cutting back your calories to near starvation levels or eliminating all carbs will do nothing more than make you hungry, irritable, and your body more stubborn to give up its fat. And I'm talking just about its subcutaneous fat, not its visceral fat. Sure, if you exercise hard enough and diet long enough, your body will give up some of its water, or even a bit of its subcutaneous fat, just to shut you up and to shut your efforts down. But why is this? Because any change in the body is expensive. Besides, why should your body believe you this time when all the other times you just starved it, or you beat it down until you were too sore to move, or it was almost made ill, and then you went right back to asking it to do something other than what you had trained it to do, and that is to store its fat? Dear friends, I wish above all things that you prosper just as your soul prospers. You've been listening to Urban X Real Talk Fitness Radio with your host, Tiaja. Take a moment and check out our brand new website that approaches your health and fitness from the inside out, from a spiritual perspective. It's called Training the Temple, something I believe we all will need to do more of in 2019. I will put a link to the website and YouTube channel in the description as well. We're also going to start a brand new segment to this podcast called In the News, where we talk about the latest news from around the globe as it relates to health and fitness, all the news you need to keep you up to date on what's going on. It's real news, real talk fitness news, real talk every time. So keep it locked. Also, please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Snapchat, as well as all of your other favorite social media. One last thing, show your support by hitting that subscribe button and sharing this podcast with your family and friends, or download our app at tiaje.podbean.com. Also, check out our YouTube channel titled T's Universe and his podcast titled T's Reverse, where we bring you all the latest news and current events using spoken word over some outrageous beats. And stay tuned for our February lineup of T's Reverse, where I will be hosting with some guests the hot topic about male and female relationships. Do men lie and cheat more, or do women just lie and cheat differently? And is there really such a thing as cheating at all? You'll definitely want to join us for this hot debate coming to T's Reverse in February. Finally, don't forget to stop through our flagship website at www.urbanxfitness.net, where you will find our online stores, the Urban Experience Fit Stores 1 and 2. There you can download our unique home and gym workouts, dietary menus, as well as purchase some remarkably bold teas and spark your own revolution of self-care. Then head over to our small library of my hand-picked, personally endorsed nutritional products. Okay, got it? Okay, then get it. Until next week, as always, walk in health and peace.